You'll find Buddy's Bar and Grill all over town. This one's in between Nana and Asok here on Sukhumvit. I know there's one on Soi 22 in the Prompong area. 3 or 4 off the top of my head. If you're a US guy or Canadian, whatever, and you want that little taste of home, you're gonna find really good burgers, all kinds of like diner food. I try to eat, you know, as much local food as I can, but that doesn't always work, and I'm eating Indian or Japanese food. I'm not opposed to eating Western food, but I try to avoid McDonald's, Burger King. They're not that cheap, and they're okay. I don't know if it's, I don't know, like I'm thinking in my head it's like all microwave food. I don't think so. I actually see them cooking up the burgers at Burger King. But a place like Buddy's, it's just for a little bit more, maybe a $2 more, you're gonna get something that tastes pretty authentic. Here's some kind of crazy drilling device. I assume to drill in those huge posts to make these skyscrapers. In between the Nana and Asok BTS, Asok off in the distance, Nana 2 blocks that way, is Sukhumvit Soi 10. I know it's not a very long soi, but we'll take a quick peek. Gold, it's gold everywhere in Bangkok, these gold shops, and here's the purse truck. Now I know there's kind of some hanky-panky massage places down here, so I might have to put the camera down. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go down there. See, these are like beer bars, and I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate being filmed. I'll film it from around the corner. It's only as long as where that little tuk-tuk is. In the back is 6 little beer gardens, and it's 11:30 in the morning, so they're already out there working hard. Jesse and Sons. Looks like a high-end tailor. Some kind of Thai antique shop. Friends and Cozy Massage. Now these are the places you got to try. I mean, for not much more than street food, and she actually has her street food cart out front. Maybe when the restaurant closes, this stays open till 1 in the morning, whatever. Oftentimes those little restaurants, it's kind of the same price. If street food is 50 baht for 60 or 70 baht, you can sit down in the restaurant and get a little air conditioning. So again, back here is just massage and check-in restaurant and bar, and then some beer gardens. Most of them are closed up. That first one, they're already open and the ladies are out, so I didn't want to offend them. But that's what's back here. The blocks, barber shop. For some reason I thought there was more back there. I think there's just really 3 beer bars. Cozy at 10, City Living on Soi 10. Off on the right side is that huge condo complex, the size of a city block going up. And over here, I'm not sure if anybody's living in here. It just looks like an older either house or small apartment building. Oops. Stepped in a hole. Hi. And then down here, it's kind of like the back end of the other sois. That's how a lot of these streets are. You're just kind of catching the parking entrance, and the face of the condo or whatever is on the other street. Here's the Vineo Sukhumvit tuk-tuk. So one of these buildings down here, racing you up and down to the BTS. A little incentive to live a little further back. Oftentimes they run on the hour, sometimes on the half hour. Chan and Yupa tea room. That's kind of cool. Cafe open 8 to 5. Yeah, you gotta get out and explore around to find these little like hidden spots. I'm sure everybody in the neighborhood knows about that place, but if you never get off of Sukhumvit, this is a 2-minute walk, and I don't remember it being there. There's a pet shop. And next to their little tea room is a wellness spa. You can probably get some pretty fancy day spa treatments for next to nothing. This soy is actually longer than I thought. I'm gonna cross over. Down here, just some local homes. A lot of these setups, the bottom floor will be, I don't know, a tailor shop, and then the top 2 floors are the owner's residence. And here is condo building. Names are on the corner here. Hi. The Bansari, Sukhumvit 10. Some other condos. This is in Thai. This is the Galleria 10 Hotel, Bangkok. They have the Nomad bar inside. Here comes the tuk-tuk for the center points. Center point, I think is a hotel, maybe it's a condo. And here's what I'm talking about with the bottom floor being their business and the top 2 floors where they live. This is somebody's fancy residence. Little side soy here is just parking for these older buildings. And I think this building's called the Sukhumvit Park. Kind of a cool angled building. None of what I've shown you is more than 2 blocks from Sukhumvit, and I would guess 2.5 blocks to the Asok BTS and Sukhumvit MRT. So this is some centrally located area, which will probably come with a price accordingly. Here's the Sukhumvit Casa. Ooh, I like this. I like that building. It kind of looks nautical. Guy making papaya salad, it looks like. Now, this is obviously a 20 plus, maybe whatever, 30-year-old building. Well maintained, but sometimes they just, not sometimes, a lot of the time they just built them larger. My 3-year-old building, they sure didn't build them large. I mean, that's on me. I wanted a kind of a newer, not skyscraper, what do you call it, just a tall building, and I'm living up on a nice high floor. I've never had that, so I wanted to check it out, but the cost for that is it's a small unit, which is fine. I used to live on a sailboat. This is the Flynn at Asok. I think they're still working on this building. I can see everybody's bathtubs. It says Parkside Luxury Condos, BTS Asok, from 5 million baht for the studio, I'd assume. And I'm not entirely sure. I think Benchakiti Park is right at the end of the soy or close to it. If I'm saying that right. Is it Benchakiti? I know there's Benchasiri Park in Prompong. I think it's Benchakiti Park down here. And here's the center point. I'm 99% sure they're condos. Yeah, I'm positive they are. And by the size of those balconies, these are going to be some expensive units here on Soy 10. But you can check it out. I've mentioned before, thank you, at Property Scout. You can go on there and play around. It'll give you some approximate numbers. Sometimes, how do I put it? Sometimes they'll put up, hey, here's some unit in the center point for XYZ price, just to drive traffic when that price might be 6 months old or it's long gone. And then, of course, you call or email and they're like, yeah, that's gone, but here's 12 others to look at that are probably more. But it'll give you a rough idea. And again, we are less than a 10-minute walk to the BTS to get to Sukhumvit. If you were kind of walking briskly along at 6 minutes, so we're not far at all. This is the Venio. My 2 cents of knowledge is going to tell you that these like the Venio, these 10-story buildings, they're sometimes, not all the time, because sometimes they're 10 stories of huge buildings or huge apartments, but oftentimes these places, they might also have a gym and a pool, but they're not, I don't know, they're not high rises like off in the distance there. Those seem to command more money the higher you get, all that kind of thing. Don't discount looking at these 8 and 10 story units. Oftentimes they're beautiful buildings. This one here, it's got its own little tuk-tuk and everything. It's a professional operation. And then here's the gate, I believe, to enter the park. Now, I'm guessing they lock it up at 10 p.m.